So, in the beginning, there were things that only Mac OS nailed: search, file sharing, aesthetics, and dozens of tiny quality of life features that made the experience pretty seamless. But now, nearly all of those can be achieved on Windows 11. I've compiled a list of apps, settings changes, and usage tips to replicate the best elements of Mac. Tell me how wrong I am about these suggestions in the comments below. The first one is available through GitHub, and it's an app to make application switching better. It's called CmdTab, and it basically replaces Alt plus Tab's windows with app icons. That is, it switches between apps rather than windows. Many people do say they prefer the default window switcher, but I find it unwieldy. When you have a number of apps open the way I do, it becomes almost impossible to pass. So CmdTab adds big readable icons and a number of nifty little features alongside. How it works is pressing Alt plus Tab cycles between open apps. Holding Shift and doing this moves backwards. Press Alt plus tilde to cycle between open windows. W closes a window, Q to quit. These hotkeys can be changed as well. Clicking and dragging a file and then pressing the hotkey to switch apps will copy the file over. I often use this to send very important emails and get video and dunks into DaVinci Resolve. Installing it is a little odd. Just throw it into your program files folder. The first time you execute it, it will ask to start CmdTab automatically at logging. Link for this one in the description. One of the biggest things I miss from my Mac are the menu bar apps, which provide interactive lists and app features with a single click. So a thing I do is only pin those apps that work right from the system tray. You can get so much utility with a single click. Share X has one of the best tray experiences. Left click for quick snapshot, right click for advanced screenshot options and video recording, OCR and more. Ditto lives here as well. The clipboard manager recording all my copies and is always ready to bring them up, while Fantastical gives me a look at my calendar events for the day. It really depends on the application. 99% of them don't offer this utility. One I've been searching for a while is a weather app that does this. I have to rely on Raycast for this, but it would be nice to get it like the others. Let me know in the comments if you found a reliable weather app that works from the tray. Permabans for anyone suggesting the always wrong Windows widget. Windows 12, whenever it arrives, I hope adds more interactivity here. Drop-down lists, mini folders, and badges to show info like remaining tasks are really valuable and things that a modern system should provide. This is one I've mentioned in a previous video. Basically, the lookup feature of Mac is pretty super, and you can do the same thing with the Windows app called Wordweb. It's a system-wide dictionary and thesaurus for Windows. Once it's installed, you can highlight any word and press Ctrl plus right click to instantly see its definition. The built-in dictionary is good, and it even handles idioms surprisingly well. There are also quick tabs for Wikipedia and Wiktionary if you're actively looking for misinformation. The Pro version adds additional dictionaries and tools like anagram solvers and crossword searches. The next app is probably my favorite of all time, and it's recently come to Windows. Raycast is a supercharged version of Mac's Spotlight. It's a launcher, a way to quickly get to your apps and files, but it's also so much more. Raycast is the messiah of productivity tools. Let me quickly show you some of the things it can do. Get quick access to system commands to quickly resize windows, change system settings and search files and folders. Use the inbuilt hyperkey to replace caps lock with a combination of keyboard buttons, and then assign shortcuts to apps, and use those shortcuts to quick switch between any app, not just those pinned to the taskbar. Perform calculations for math, converting different currencies along with units of weight and height. And then there are the extensions. These are community made and give access to an app's tools or provide new tools to your PC. The Notion extension lets you search your database and add to existing notes, while Todoist extension lets you add tasks directly via Raycast. Some of my favourite are weather for the forecast in my local area, and the Google Calendar extension that lists my events for the day. There are over 700 extensions already, and Raycast has barely released out of beta. One big one I use for Mac I'm hoping will come over is the 2FA Code Finder, which pulls 2FA codes out of your messaging app and will save me having to open the terrible phone link for Windows. And I haven't even mentioned the Clipboard Manager, a truly incredible app and one I install on every computer. A lot has been said about Windows 11 presentation, the inconsistencies, clunkiness, and some frankly crack-brain design choices. So this is what we're going to address next. And the first thing we'll do is change the fonts. Now I love the macOS fonts, but it had been proprietary until recently. Now you can download it for free from GitHub. Go to this page and download the zip file, extract it to the destination you want, and then grab those files and drag or copy them into Settings, Personalization, Fonts. And that's it, they're installed. Now that you've done this, you should be able to change the font in most native apps you use. See it here in action in Word, the excellent UpNote, and Firefox. Now you might be saying this is great and all, but won't it just add even more inconsistency into Windows 11 and how it looks? What we really need is a system-wide change, i.e. the OS itself. Now this can be done through WinAero Tweaker. It's really easy. A single button press under Advanced Appearance Settings, change System Font and Message Fonts, choose SF Pro Rounded, and then log out and in, and you're all set. It looks so much cleaner from the File Explorer to dialog boxes. And if any apps don't play nice with a new font, you can easily change back to the Go defaults with a single click. Here's a quick run through of some other small tweaks. Within Powertoys, there's a tool called Peek. It lets you preview a file in a small window within File Explorer, saving you to have to open a program to do this. This is basically a quick look for Mac. For whatever reason, the default of spacebar conflicts or simply doesn't work on my computer, but the custom shortcut does. Another aesthetic focus one is the mouse pointer style. I like the black tone and larger version, so change this in accessibility, mouse pointer and touch. One tweak I've been experimenting with is all about getting you to the desktop faster. You do this via the app PeekDesktop, and clicking on an empty desktop wallpaper minimizes every open window, just like macOS Tahoe. If you click it again or switch to an app, the windows appear again. There are shortcuts built into the OS. The Windows key plus M minimizes all windows, and Windows key plus D both minimizes and restores, but I suppose you have to use the keyboard for this. This app is more mouse focused. I personally don't use it because of muscle memory. Clicking in the far corner of the taskbar does this already for me. But maybe it might come in handy if you've spent a lifetime on Mac, or if you have a really huge screen and the corner is just too far away. Blip is the AirDrop alternative that is straight ahead. It uses the internet to send data between computers and phones, and isn't hamstrung to Android like PhoneLink for PC. To use it, you'll have to download the app on your devices, in my case, PC and iPhone, and then give them permissions. Next, the file transfer is as easy as one click. Right-click in your File Explorer of choice, and it'll be there in your contacts menu. Or simply open the Blip app and click the device or person you want to send to. Then drag the file or folder over. The transfer is lightning quick too, so much quicker than iCloud or Google Drive to upload. Much more versatile than QuickShare or Apple AirDrop because it works on Android, iOS, iPadOS, macOS and Windows. As with the best things in life, it's free. Download it from the website. The PC taskbar is great with jump lists, hover over preview and last active click, but according to Google, the Mac dock is visually fluid and less rigid, and for all those people so inclined, there is MyDockFinder. It will fully replace your taskbar with the dock, and even change the icons for all your favourite apps to match Tahoe. Animations can also be changed to get the genie effect of Mac, and the entire dock can be resized and placed on the left-hand side of the screen. Steam reviews seem very positive on it. They say it's lightweight, probably because it's been built on the Windows UI, and it's as close to the Mac dock as you'll get, so it might be something worth looking at if you're looking to fully replicate the macOS aesthetic. As for Rainmeter and the suite of changes they offer, I find them shite. I've used them and they're buggy and heavy on the CPU. Besides, the widgets and UI elements are nothing more than a wrapper, offering very little utility. If I wanted crappy desktop widgets, I'd use them. The next one levels up File Explorer. It hugely improves the drag and drop experience on Windows and has been a staple on Mac and Unix-based systems for a while. Drag files onto the tray and it acts as a kind of temporary home for files and folders, ready when you come back to use them. Now there are two notable ones which I've been using for a long time. The most popular on Windows is Dropshelf. To activate it, simply choose the files you want and shake your cursor. A window tray will appear where you can deposit your file and folders, where you can store documents and images and videos. It's very good when you need to get out files from many different folders that you need to send somewhere else via email or to another drive, which you can do by simply dragging them out again. I use it to send all my legally downloaded movies to USB drives. Another cool app that I've actually never heard mentioned is called Droppoint. It's basically the same as Dropshelf. You can access this shelf across desktops, and you can open multiple instances with a click on the task tree. Droppoint is not as fully featured as Dropshelf, It does have a shortcut to activate it, Shift plus caps lock, but it lacks the shake feature to quickly bring it up. It doesn't have a history and other important settings to tailor it to the way you want. Note there is an upcoming feature in Windows 11 called the drop tray that does something similar. In this case, you drag the file to the top of the screen where a tray will appear. It hasn't appeared in preview yet, so I haven't tested it, but it looks like Microsoft missed the mark here. It isn't a tray, it's more like a quick share. Activating at the top will reveal apps and places to send it to, and apparently it only works with single files. We'll just have to wait and see how it works, as it's only in the Canary and Dev channels, and it's hopefully still being worked on. And those were just some ways to make Windows 11 more like Mac. Please do like and subscribe because it feeds the algorithm, and it makes all the time I'm spending making these videos actually worth it. Thanks for watching.